Hey everybody, welcome back to another Blast from the Past G.I.Joe Classified Edition. And today we're going to be taking a look at the Target exclusive Tiger Force Stewart Outback Selkirk. This is a Tiger Force, as you can see, which was a Target exclusive, as I mentioned, but only in the US. Of course, over here in the UK, we don't have Target, so we could get this at any online retailer. And this is one of the better figures in the line up to this point. There have been figures since that have equaled it in my eyes, although none have really surpassed it, except maybe Serpentor, because of all the stuff he came with. So this is a version of Outback that we never had in America during the heyday of Real American Hero back in the 80s and early 90s. This Tiger Force version of Outback was released in Europe, I believe it was. It could have been Brazil, but I'm pretty sure it was Europe. And he has the gray hair, as you can see, and the blue bandana. And we're actually going to be doing an unboxing of him today as well. I actually did have him as my display Outback until I got the original one, which came out like a year later, surprisingly. Surprised they did that one first. Or this one first, rather. You would have expected the other way around, but I guess having exclusives to like Target and Walmart and them, they pay a fee to Hasbro for that privilege. And I guess that fee helps with them to create new tooling and stuff. So that's why we got the Tiger Force version ahead of the standard one. The difference with the two are mostly cosmetic. They're the same sculpts and they come with the same accessories. So it's basically just paint differences. And the shirt is different because it's not Tiger Force. He's got the normal white shirt with the survival written on it, and then his hair is orange, his actual hair color, rather than the gray or the white we've got here. I'm not familiar with the storyline cause, but from what I've read from like the His Tank forum around the time when he was being released is his hair color change was a result of exposure to some kind of chemical, the same chemical that created like the Cobra zombie vipers or whatever. Apparently he was immune to the zombification aspects of it, but not the hair color changing aspects or something like that. You'll have to forgive me if I'm not explaining this correctly, because I was out of the loop at that point in the G.I.Joe history. That happened in like the 21st century sometime, and I had been out of the loop for a long time before that came out, so I have no idea about that story arc at all. I just know I'm just trying to remember what I've read, and that probably isn't 100% accurate. So because we have this one still in the box, since I packaged him up and put him in storage after I got the original one, we'll do a little bit of an unboxing kind of thing. Obviously he's already been removed once, so it won't take too long, which is why I'm not hesitating to do it here, because normally I don't like doing unboxings. I take time off of the video when I'm sitting there struggling with the packaging and the ties that have them connected inside and whatnot. That's definitely why I don't do them for Master of the Universe, because those are all twisty tied inside well, not twisty tied, but they're, those tags that have little notches on the end that go in through the little hole, and you got to cut them to get them out. I'm not sure exactly what those are called, like scientifically, but those are the kind of ties I'm talking about for Masters of the Universe. Anyway, so you get this nice artwork of Outback here on the front, the Tiger Force logo, Stuart Outback Selkirk. Yep, that's his name, Stuart Selkirk. You know, the legalese on the bottom, number 39 in the line. Here's his file card information, 39 again. More artwork, not quite the same as the front. He's got a little bit different of a look on his face there. And you got Snake down there because he's a survivalist. And then on the back, we've got a new thing here that we haven't seen yet. Oh yeah, this is the first Tiger Force. I forgot to mention that. Yeah, this is the first Tiger Force figure we're reviewing on this channel. Because we've done the Python Patrol, obviously. But I hadn't done the Tiger Force one yet. I didn't even think about that. So, yeah. So we got this for the first time. You're seeing the Tiger Force. Like the Cobra Island had the whole shot of Cobra Island with some close-ups of different locations. Tiger Force has something similar. We got a jungle here. And we got close-ups of a little, like a Jeep there on the side. Although you can't, I mean, it's showing like it's a close-up of this area here. But obviously this is not here. This would be like through that on the other side, I guess. And then up here we have a little waterfall coming from an installation, a military installation of some sort. Comes kind of checkpoint. I think that's a tower, watchtower right there. So yeah, this is what Tiger Force is doing. They're on a patrol. They're getting close to some kind of Cobra base. And of course you got more legalese on the bottom. I don't think there are any Easter eggs in this. I don't think they were doing that yet. That came later when they switched to the plastic-free packaging. So Outback came out in 2022. And he was around the same wave as Spirit, Storm Shadow, Cobra Officer, Alley Viper, B.A.T. One of the better waves in the line, in my opinion. All those figures are pretty fantastic. Well, let's see, I couldn't remember which side I hadn't opened. So, and of course you can see in the back there, you got that nice Tiger Force logo. And there's some tape on the inside here. I don't know where that came from. I don't know how that got there. There we go. So, here's the tray. Whoa. And something immediately went flying onto the floor. And it was a shovel. So we'll pop all this stuff out of here and be a little bit more careful about it since something already went flying. Okay, some of the tape is still on here. I like to keep some of the tape because some of this stuff is really loose in the plastic, and keeping the tape helps keep it from flying out when I think that tape that was on the inside was over here. It must have peeled up as I was pushing the plastic container back into the box, and then ended up adhering to the inside of the box instead of over the accessories like it was supposed to. Oh well. Alright, so this is the first time I've taken him out since I put him away. And we can take a look at Outback up close. As you can see, he's got a very nice head sculpt. The head sculpt on some of my favorite figures of the line was done by an artist named Fred Axon. He's got a Instagram. It's called Under 2D Sculpts, I believe is the name of his Instagram channel. I don't have it popped up right here. I wasn't actually expecting to name drop him, but I had to give him props for his excellent sculpting work on this. He's got those piercing blue eyes, like that gray, white hair and beard, mustache, the blue bandana. It all looks pretty incredible. He also did the Major Bloodhead sculpt, which if you watched that review, I heaped some praise upon that one as well. But yeah, check out his Instagram page if you want to see all the figures that he's done in the line, because he's got them all on his Instagram. And he's got this harness here. This is an overlay that you can remove if you want. It's attached down here at the waist to his belt. And he's got 3 more overlays. He's got the gun holster on his right thigh. He's got a holster for his flashlight on his left thigh. And then down here at his boot, he's got a 3rd overlay, a holster for a sheath for his knife. The tampo on his shirt is really nice. Very nice tiger tampo there. Not broken at all by the ab crunch, so that's good. Nothing on his back, just an all orange shirt, I'll swear. He's got some nice paint here on the belt buckle, which you don't see a lot on these figures. They usually don't bother with paint on stuff like that. Of course, they didn't bother with the paint on the overlay. There's no paint on any of the buckles, so that's unfortunate. There is a nice, like, leather pattern on the shoulder straps here. It would have been nice if the whole harness had that, but we got it somewhere at least. I guess they just reinforced the shoulder straps, which makes sense because they would probably get the most strain of use holding up the backpack and whatnot. The other overlays are pretty nondescript, just all done in a soft brown plastic, no paint, just there. He's got some camo on his pants, which is pretty nice, pretty well blended. He also has, of course, these aren't removable, the wrist pieces. He's got what's supposed to be a watch on his left arm or left hand, but there's no detail to it. Oh, and he also has arm hair, as you can see. Yeah, they gave him arm hair. I think he was the first one they gave arm hair to. Yeah, he's got these black gloves. Back to his pants. He's got the knee pads there, kind of a greenish. They match pretty well to the pants. They don't always do that, which is unfortunate. The plastic for the knees don't always match the color of the plastic they use for the legs. So it can be glaring when it's not the same. So it's nice that they were pretty consistent with the colors there. Or maybe I'm just colorblind and I can't tell the difference. And then he has these boots, which are kind of like a really dark brown. They're not exactly black. They're just really like a dark brown. And they got these nice laces detailed on them. As you can see, we got some kind of a leather detailing on the sides. Just overall a really nice sculpt of a figure. And it's a good buck too. It's all pinless. So those are the best types of bucks to use for these figures, these nice pinless bucks. So, and we'll probably see this more on figures of his style going forward. So, going over articulation. I don't know why I said it like that. Yeah. I'll pop his head off. There you go. So you can see the dumbbell joint. And he also has some kind of movement on his neck as well. But it's not a hinge, unfortunately. I like it when they give us hinges at the neck joint because you get more range of movement out of it. Just the dumbbell, then you don't get as far up and down. So you can see you can look about that far down. You can look that far up, which isn't too bad. And then he can do the exorcist He's got a lot of tilt. That's one good thing that the dumbbell joints give you, because the head just rolls around on that ball at the top. It gives him a lot of tilt. Arm can go all the way around. He can hinge up just about 90 degrees. He does have a butterfly joint. Sorry, forgot the name of it for a second there. This one seems stuck. I can't remember. Oh, wait, there we go. Yeah, it must have been frozen from being upstairs for the winter. And it's got you got a swivel at the bicep. That's what I meant. Double jointed, pinless elbows. Pinless. And let's see, he's got the horizontal hinge here on his right wrist and the vertical one over on the left. He does have an ab crunch. Get some good usage out of that. Can bend forward about that far and go back about that far. The harness doesn't really hinder movement too much in that respect, so that's good. You can twist. He doesn't have a lot of tilt though. He's got a little bit, but not a lot. Get more tilt out of a diaphragm joint. He's got drop down hips, so he can. He can't really Van Damme. He can come close, but his legs kind of catch there. He can kick out about that far. He can kick back about that far. He does have a thigh cut, double jointed pinless knees. He's got a boot cut. His boot can go back about that far. Can go back, can go forward that far. And he's got a rocker and peg holes on the bottom for a stand, rather. All right, accessories. Now, I didn't paint these. I've been slacking on painting accessories, so we'll just have to go over them as they come. First, he has this knife, which is all gray plastic. It's got serrated edges there on the top. Handle with no paint as well. I should get a brown marker so I can color that in. Or maybe black would be better for that, I think. Yeah, color this in silver and metallic or whatever, and then paint the rest of it in black. That would be good. That goes into his sheath at his boot, like so. He also comes with this flashlight, which is just like the original character had. I might also throw some metallic paint on inside the lens there to make it look like it's an actual lens. And maybe paint some black on there or something. I'm going to get to it eventually, if I don't die first. So that goes in here. And he also comes with this pistol. And for the first time in the line, we get some tape around the grip, which is designed, it gets hot and sweaty in the jungle, so that probably helps him hold onto the gun. Like when he's trying to draw out quickly from his holster, he doesn't want to end up sending it flying across the jungle because his hands are so sweaty, so maybe the tape helps him keep his grip on it. It does have a peg hole in the top and in the bottom for some reason. That's supposed to be a laser scope or laser sight on the bottom, but they drilled a hole in that as well, although it's not as deep. I don't think you can fit an effect in there, a blast effect in there. It's kind of weird though that they put a hole in there at all. But yeah, he's got this nice looking pistol. I think he's the first one to have this particular design. And that slides into his sheath, or his holster here on the side. He's got this big old backpack. Just a big honking piece of brown plastic. No paint whatsoever on here. It's a shame because some silver on the buckles would have been really nice to really bring out some more of the details, like the zippers and stuff like that. I don't actually. There's no zippers that I can see. It's just all straps. But yeah, black on the straps and silver on the buckles would have been nice. And you can see there's peg holes on either side. That's to hold this shovel, which he comes with. Again, all gray plastic, no paint. And you can stick that on his backpack here. On either side, really, the peg holes are exactly the same. And he has a hole right in the middle of his harness there. You can line that up with the hole in his back and stick the backpack right through that peg there. And then you can pull the straps down and make it sit nice and flush on his shoulders. But lastly, he comes with a submachine gun. And that comes with a nice strap there. It's got some it's got a little bit of brown paint on it to make it look like a leather strap. But it's mostly just gray plastic. And you can see there's an empty spot where the magazine goes, and that's because the magazine's separate. You can slap it in there. And of course, you can slide it through the trigger guard. Although it's best if you put the strap around his arm first, I think. Or no, you can just stick it in this way, I guess. Right. Because of the arm, doesn't really matter which side you put it on, the arm kind of gets in the way. Because it'll hit against the gun. And if you put it this way, you gotta slide it through. I could have I thought I had him holding it like this, but with it attached. There goes the magazine. Yeah. You can kind of fudge it a bit like that. Although there's no place to put the magazine. So you can only store it with the magazine in the gun itself. However, if you're gonna pose the figure, you're likely just gonna have the gun in his hand rather than on his backpack, probably, most likely, unless you're posing him with the pistol and the knife or the flashlight or something, or the shovel. You've got options. That's the bottom line. So, like I said, Outback came out in 2022. He was part of one of the best waves in the line. And like I said, he has one of the better head sculpts. So I'm hoping to see more head sculpts like his in the future. Because it's really nice when they give them that kind of detail. He's got a lot of character in that head sculpt. And he was on my shelf for quite a while in my display before I got the white shirted version. That's the original version. That's the one I had when I was a kid. So that's the one I use as display. But this one was there for a while, and it's just a really good looking figure. You might still be able to pick him up somewhere. I don't know. He's probably mostly sold out by now, but I don't think he's the big markup on him on eBay, so you could probably grab him there. Or if you prefer the original rather than the repaints, you can go out and get that one. It's got the same head sculpt, same body sculpt, really, just same accessories, just different paint. It's up to you which one you want to get. But I would definitely pick this one up if you're a fan of the line, because it's a really good figure, good looking figure, really good sculpt. I can't say that enough. Next week we'll be taking a look at another Tiger Force. This will be Duke with the Ram cycle. And similar to Breaker, the Ram at least, but Duke obviously not the same character as Breaker, but he's pretty similar to the first release Duke, just different paint and a few different accessories. So we'll take a look at that next week, next Sunday on Blast from the Past. Like and subscribe, comment down below, and I will see you next time.